Afternoon everybody, Rich here, back for another video for the Diecast F1 review, and here today is the Mclaren MP4-21 Mercedes from the 2006 Formula 1 World Championship, driven by Kimi Raikkonen, and it is unfortunately the Hot Wheels one. I didn't have the mini chance one at the time, and I do apologise if you were looking forward to a mini chance review of this model, then I'm sorry. It's not a bad car. But I'll get onto its flaws later on. I don't have the mini chance one to compare it to, so bear with me. Well, anyway, onto the car itself, or the real car in real life. It's from the 2006 season, of course. The first year of the chrome livery, with the later on the Vodafone livery. This one was the Johnny Walker version, or the Johnny Walker livery, but as it's Hot Wheels, it doesn't have the Johnny Walker on it. It didn't win a race through 2006. It's the first time in 10 years that the Mclaren team had failed to win a race all season. Driven by Raikkonen and originally by Juan Montoya, but after a pretty dire start to the season and after a collision with his teammate at the US Grand Prix, he quite happily walked away from Formula 1, and who can blame him really. And then Pedro Della Rosa, I think was it Della Rosa, took over for the rest of the season. I know he took over for the last few races, and I know he was present at the Hungarian race, but I can't remember if he did all the races after then, because I know the previous year Alex Wirtz did a race or two for Montoya as well, but don't quote me on that. So I'm pretty sure it was I know Pedro Della Rosa took over for the rest of the season, but I'm not sure if he did every race, but we'll see. Just look it up, wiki it. Yeah, and Kimi Raikkonen did, of course, most of or all the races throughout that year, but was pretty unhappy with the result. No wins, but a fabulous looking car, and first of the V8 variety as well. Also the chrome livery as well was a striking thing at the time. It's something that had not been seen, sort of along the lines of the Toro Rosso as well that year. A new flashy paint scheme that had not been done before. Not much to say about the results wise. A few second places, a few thirds, but once again no wins. It's kind of like what Mclaren are going through at the moment, except they had more results with a Mercedes engine rather than the cruddy Honda. But anyway, onto the model itself. It's in its usual Hot Wheels packaging. The only difference between the other models is just it has a Mclaren logo there, whereas every other team has its own logo down there. Not much else to say about the box. It's the same as all the other ones, pretty much, except mine's got a lot of dust on it because it's been on the top shelf for about 1,000,000 years. So yeah, I shall do a jump cut while I remove it from its box, and I will return in just a moment. Okay, back again. Now the car is fully unboxed, and I have to say it's not a bad model. It's very nicely made. It rolls very well, and compare it to the MP4-22 model which I reviewed a few weeks ago, or a month or two ago, from the 2007 season. This thing is 1,000 times better. They actually put a lot of work into the design of this model. Its proportions are very good. Compare it to the 07 car, you know, the engine cover was massively huge and the nose was fat and ugly, and the paintwork was pretty dull. Although this one is, although it's trying to capture the chrome effect of the real car, it is a bit dull. It's not quite as shiny or reflective, but it's silver, you know. It does the job. It's kind of PlayStation 2, whereas the mini chance version I think was sort of PS3 graphics. You know, if you compare the two, but I ain't going to complain with that. It looks pretty good, especially in the box. You know, it looks pretty good. Steering's a bit loose there, which I've just noticed. Yeah, another issue with the Mattel version as well is that they don't have the Johnny Walker logo on the side pods, which I think I mentioned at the beginning. The mini chance version does, of course, so it does look a bit bland. Although you can get aftermarket decals and put your own on. Either put the Johnny Walker or Diageo or whatever it is you want to put on there. And I think it's the same. Yeah, same with the helmets as well. They just put Kimi on the helmet as well. There's usually a lot of commotion about the helmets in these models as well, whether they're accurate or not. This one isn't too bad, although I'm not an expert on these things. Inside the cockpit as well, got a bit of detail and all the usual guff. The steering wheel detail, just knock the camera over. And yeah, it looks pretty fine there. But proportions overall are very good. I do like this model actually. I do regret not getting the mini chance version when it was a bit cheaper, because now they are quite pricey, especially if you go on some of the specialist sites, you know, diecast specific or model specific. You tend to pay a lot of money for a mini chance version of this car. But I'm not going to complain. And I really do like the red that goes with the silver, the red McLaren flashes and the stripe down the side. It really does stand out quite nicely on this car as well. And yeah, it's quite a lot of detail there. I know Mattel, not well known for huge amounts of detail, but they've done quite well with this one. Also got the exhaust pipes. One thing which really annoyed me when I reviewed the Ferrari F2003, they didn't have exhaust pipes. And also I looked around the diffuser, and of course underneath the car they got the usual creamy coloured stripe along the middle for the basically the plank, with all the legal bits on the bottom there that you can't read it. So you got what's that up on the corner there? I can't read that. Oh, it's a logo for China. And of course we've got McLaren MP4-21 down there. Nice detail there. A no keel car as well. There's no keel for the lower wishbone. They attach directly to the bottom of the nose. You've got the barge boards underneath. One thing I do like about the Mattel models, they mould the barge boards to the floor, so it's all one unit, whereas mini chaps tend to make these suspended on their own, and they do flex and break off quite easily, but on the Mattel models they will not do that. So detail wise or structurally it is very good. The wing mirrors very nicely structured as well, and also you got the Viking horns on the engine cover, once again very strong as well. A thing most teams copied as well. And then also got all the aerodynamic flip ups as well. And like I said, I don't have the mini chaps version to compare it to, but if you can get either, I recommend both. And yeah, just a quick look around the detail, around the structure of the car. I'll say structure, but around the whole look of the car. It is a very nice car as well. Kind of missed the chrome of the McLaren. Got used to it for so long in Formula 1 from 2006 to 2013, wasn't it? They changed a bit in 2014 and went more black than red, and now they're trying to go with the old West livery through 2015, although they have changed it now. I think it was the Spanish race, wasn't it, about 2 races ago. They brought in a new red and black livery. Not bad looking, but doesn't really compare to this. But yeah, it's not a bad model. Structurally, like I said, it is very, very nicely put together. It doesn't creak or crease. Very heavy as well, so it's got plenty of weight behind it. One of the issues, another one I just worked out as well, is the wheel rims are, not sure if they're grey or a funny green colour, but they're sort of an off colour. I think they're supposed to be either black or a metallic colour, but they're sort of just dull painted grey. Not a big issue there. As like I said, it sits in the box and it's kind of left on its own, so it's not one that's on display. If you want models that are on display, then look over here. There's my display models over here. Got all the centre models down on the bottom there. Got 5 there, 5 there, 5 there, or 4 there rather, and then 5 up there. And also you can see in the reflection all the other cars I got. Yeah, back to the MP4-21. I will do a review of all the other models at some date, so I'm just getting through them one at a time. But overall, this is not a bad model. We get the profile of the side pods in here while we're here. You can see the really undercut side pods. I really like these on modern cars. The side pods just undercut there. It's just something Ferrari started and everyone has carried on. But also the front wing has its underparts there. I didn't like it this era of Formula 1 when the Formula 1 rules changed in 2005. It really made the cars kind of gawky, and this is the 2006 car. But when 2005 came along, it raised the front wing up a ridiculously high amount. So the front wing was sort of in line with the front wheel nuts. So it really did look weird. And they also moved the rear wing and the diffuser forward as well. So the rear wing now, the front line of the rear wing is now in line with the wheel nuts. Apologies there, just had to run in and answer the phone. Silver Lake Garage just dropping off a wing mirror for us. Yeah, back onto the model itself. Not too bad. I forgot what I was saying now. I did have a lot of interesting facts in my head, but now they've all gone. Tell you what, running up and down the stairs is hard work, especially when you're overweight like me. But yeah, it's if you get a hold of one of these, and by all means, they're not expensive. They tend to go for fairly cheap money compared to the mini chaps one. You're going to be spending about probably £15–25 for one of these, whereas the mini chaps version is a bit more rarer. and I would recommend this model. It's an alternative, you know. The 07 car, avoid that at all costs. Go for the mini chance one. But for the 06 car, this one ain't bad. And it's not a bad alternative as well. So yeah, I would recommend it as well. It does look good in its box. Although the Mattel boxes are quite, you know, cruddy with their grey, well, white and grey detailing. It's not bad. I do prefer the mini chance boxes, but never mind. I keep moving it around. I don't know why. I keep playing with it. It does roll very nicely as well, so you can go play with it on the gear carpet if you want to. Although I wouldn't recommend it. There's a lot of sharp edges on it, so it might catch a few things. So yeah, there are quite a few sharp edges on this car. I will point out along the floor here. There's just by the bars, well, you probably catch a finger on that. Because there was a car I had a few months ago. I think I got it for Christmas 1 year. Took it out of the box and I ended up cutting my bloody hand on the bloody thing. And I think it was on the back end of the floor, because these parts of the floor here are usually quite sharp. So little fingers beware. So yeah, there are quite a few sharp edges on these things. So I would recommend caution when you take them out of the box. Anyway, it's not too bad. Material wise, it is primarily metal. Engine cover is metal as well. The air scoop at the front, the air box, I think, is metal as well. Detailing plastic. The horns, the fins on the side, and the chimney is plastic. The scoop on the side here is plastic as well. Rear wings plastic, front wings plastic, suspension is plastic, of course. Floor and the barge board plastic. Wing rails, I think, are plastic. I've already pointed out. Driver is plastic, as you'd expect, but primarily the body is metal. I know some models I've seen in the past go for about this much of metal and the rest is all plastic, which is a shame, but no issues here. And it is very well put together as well. There's no pieces going to break off if you just look at them. The decals are well attached as well. They're not going to scratch off. And they don't feel as though they're going to rub off either. There's one thing with Mattel I don't complain about is their decal application. They really do put them on quite well, and it does make them really difficult to remove when you try and update the decals. Anyway, that's enough about that. That's my review of the MP4-21, and I do apologise I didn't have the mini chance version to compare it with. I do have some comparison video to come along as well, because I got a pair of Williams FW14s and FW15s. One from each pair is mini champs, and one from each pair is Onyx. So no, not Onyx, Quartzo. So I'll be able to review and compare the two of each pair as I want to get round to it. So that'd be an interesting one to do. And also got some other models to do. Although you have seen in the cabinet, I have got plenty to do. Well, I've got 145 to review, and I think I've done about 10 so far. So we'll see on that one. Anyway, this is Rich, signing off, logging off, disappearing, and thanks for watching my reviews. And I shall be back with another one as soon as I can. So bye for now.